What's going on, guys? My name is Doug. Welcome to the channel. Welcome back to another video. I'm very happy that you guys decided to stop by here again today to tune into this Alfredo reaction by Freddie Gibbs and the Alchemist. Nice little play on words on their names there. I like the cover art. I think it's interesting. The actual pasta, which is just a visualization of the pun, but then you have the puppet master pulling on the strings, and it's nice imagery. I just woke up, so I can't think too heavily on it. Forgive me for looking like I just rolled out of bed. That's because I did. But yeah, I don't know whose hand it is. It might be the government trying to pull the strings on them. It might be Freddie Gibbs or the Alchemist pulling the strings to show that they're trying to regain control. We'll find out, I guess, through this listen. But yeah, before we get straight into it, I want to say thank you all so much for the support that you've been showing to the channel. The fact that we're almost to 16K is phenomenal to me. I will say that if any of you guys would like to become patrons, that's how I kind of crowdfund all of the different segments and ideas that I want to implement into the channel. And yeah, the channel would not be where it is without those patrons. So I'm super appreciative to every single one of you guys that like to support the channel on there. Check out the tiers, check out the rewards, see if it's worth your while. And if you're not able to, that's totally fine. You could still like, share, comment, subscribe, and all that support to the channel is greatly appreciated. So I just wanted to get that out of the way and get those plugs out of the way because I'm excited to just jump into this, man. This is going to be great. The Alchemist is a phenomenal producer. Freddie Gibbs is a great rapper. And so, yeah, let's just get into it. Track 1 is 1985. Let's go. You know what? I'm willing to bet this is going to be about cocaine. Look at the Alchemist go already, dude.
Whole game working. Hitting bitches that extended clip with that revolver shit is so the same purpose. 5 bitch I travel with a cocaine service. 50 meth and niggas on the clown ass.
Especially after like the Last Dance, the first episode, Michael Jordan says that when he was a rookie, he was looking for his teammates in the hotel room and he found all of them huddled in one room, and they were drinking and doing lines of coke. And he just decided to stay away from all of that. And he said almost everybody on the team was there. So just that in itself is just insane. That a team full of NBA players would be in a hotel room doing lines of coke. It just goes to show how rampant this was, in 1985. But that line in itself, especially coming right after The Last Dance, is crazy.
Mamas in me Maserati, bitch I fuck up your face with a razor. I make sure your motherfucking family can do your by name, and it's a game murder. All my reps in the crack files, bitch I got them up at the ball.
Yeah, you gotta love Freddie's confidence. You gotta love his actual performance and his delivery. He's got such a presence on the track. He just kind of comes in and he's just got so much swagger to him, to his performance, and he just kind of takes control of a song as soon as he hops on. He's got great flows. He's got, awesome lyrics. And I will say the only thing that I kind of wish was that that guitar was a little bit quieter. It did kind of overpower his vocals a little bit every now and then. But if that guitar had been just a bit quieter, that really would have been perfect for me. I'm loving the actual soulful feeling to this production by The Alchemist. The drums are very slow and laid back, but the actual glissando keys in the background and that little guitar kind of riffing is just super powerful and in your face and kind of energetic. So I like that. Track 2 is God is Perfect. These pianos in the background sound so dark. I love it.
A nigga get hit with the Rico, they come and they snatching the game. Now bitch sticks long in a bitch. Got a nigga never claim that bitch. I be talking that shit like I'm bulletproof.
Yo, he's going off. Yeah, you gotta love it, man. That one is just so incredible. The way that he switches up his flows and his cadences so effortlessly, and the fact that he does it so often really keeps us invested because this is a track that's 4 minutes long, and the beat is basically like a 1-bar loop. And it sounds great, but it's, again, just a 1-bar loop over and over and over again. And so the fact that Freddie Gibbs is giving us such an interesting performance over it is what keeps us interested and invested in what he's saying and in how he's saying it. So I'm really appreciative of the fact that he managed to keep this track so interesting despite the production being great, but still just a loop. You know what I mean? Track 3 is Scotty Beam featuring Rick Ross. This beat sounds beautiful, dude.
They got me vilified. Castrated niggas and they feelings on IG. problem, sir. I swear to duck the potholes, man, I had no option, sir. So you was busting that police before Queen and Slim, that's on the fin. Let off 50 shots at the squad, most niggas folding up, freezing up. Sometimes it be your own damn homeless Judas set Jesus up.
Until the penitentiary just for 100 sack. I had a vision, big bag of chronic like I'm sacking up at in the scope. My pistol polish, any problems I'm...
Yeah, man, that's another really great track. The beat is a little bit more lavish and complex than the last one. It definitely isn't just like a one-bar loop. I love the string samples and the keys going over the top of it. Everything about that just sounds glamorous. It sounds, you know, lavish. And Freddie Gibbs and Rick Ross really killed their verses over this beat. Lines like "My execution might be televised" are more relevant than ever, especially with what's going on in Minneapolis, I think. It's kind of tough to keep up with everything from down here in Brazil, but I believe it's Minneapolis. It's just a terrible, terrible, tragic situation. Yeah, I guess that, I don't know, the relevancy is just there, and the way that they present it is so awesome. And the storytelling is great, and again, the confidence in their deliveries and how smooth everything is about this track is just really appealing to me. I think it's a great track. I do. Track 4 is Look at Me.
Came through with a clean SS, but the seats with the beam on the tech, got a thing, Wu-Tang protected. Came through with the Benz S6, dripping while the nigga wrist reckless. Hoes tripping, that was one leg back. She gon' put a real nigga back on this beat. Used to ride in the clean A3 with the wood and the Louis B. Herb on the ride and the girl make a whole
Flow is so crazy, dude.
Till the bitch nosebleed to the flow seat from the nosebleed, bitch. Yeah.
Man, just the emphatic flow and the fast-paced flow sometimes sounds so, how can I say this? There's just a stark contrast between how laid back the sampling and the production is and how fast he gets into his flow sometimes. But that contrast isn't a bad thing. It's not like they don't fit well together, you know? It's that contrast is part of the reason why I like it so much. I think it works very, very well. I think it's so interesting to listen to. It's not something that you hear every day. It's not something that's formulaic or generic. It's something that's refreshing. It's something that's different and unique and special, really, in my opinion. That sample is so great in the background. Those beautiful strings going on, the very easy drums, and Freddie just killing it over this, man. You know, and it's almost like a little interlude. It's like 2 minutes and 30 seconds long. It's really short, but it's still such a sweet track, and I thoroughly enjoyed that. I think it's really cool. Frank Lucas featuring Benny the Butcher.
Time shade, saw the book on my boost mobile, I boost the crime wave. Telling all my hoes, catch a Uber or Elizabeth. I sent the prison, the feds wanna turn the witness. I don't know brothers, Michael Thomas, bitch, I'm catching blessings. Police trying to catch me, ain't gon' catch me riding. They smoke, call my lawyer, hit him with the pesos. Gotta cook a bird with a J-Steak, gotta play.
This beat's so hard, dude. The evil laughter in the background is so sick. Everything about this track just sounds ominous. I love it.
I heard you renting some, telling war stories and you ain't been in none. But look what I converted to. This moist, got a hammer and a brick from a plug I met in the joint, Miami. Super dog food. If I was making y'all moves, we all lose.
I just love how dark and ominous and evil this sounds. You know, this beat sounds so sinister, the evil cackling in the background. Freddie Gibbs and Benny the Butcher come in with such a dark performance, you know, a really gritty, like grimy performance and delivery, and just rapping about things that personally I will never know about, you know, but things that are just so interesting to listen to from their perspective and from their points of views, and to see the actual aggression and the actual anger that they convey through their verses. To see this picture that they're painting so brilliantly, you've got to commend it. You've got to respect it. You know, it's a really great performance on a very epic sounding beat, and this track is very well done, I think. So, yeah, that's also a really nice one. It's a standout track for sure. Just because of how dark and gritty it is, and I like that. Something to Rap About, featuring Tyler, the Creator.
Ratchet bitches acting out, God made me sell crack, so I had something to rap about. And I can't drop the shit, but I knocked the bitch out of pay to sit. Magnums and some skits, she don't like your bitch can punch out. Niggas be changing shit.
Oh, I love that breakdown, that's so smooth.
Record labels down me 40,000 on my first advance. Fucking on the Bible, I won't take the stand. Yeah.
Soft horns in the background with the strings. It's so elegant, you know?
Shining cold water, filling in my pockets. This lake water better than the faucet. I grew up with cautious, cause niggas malicious. malicious, they come from the trenches. I used to be a guy cleaned up with the mop. I went to school and I ain't miss it a lot, so I could be a...
That's probably my favorite track so far, just because of how elegant and beautiful it sounds. Those guitars are so smooth. I love the horns and the strings in the background. The Tyler, the Creator verse is my favorite feature on here so far. Freddie also killed his verse, and just the whole atmosphere to this track is just so special. It's so glamorous and elegant, and it's so sweet. And like Tyler said, it sounds like the boat that he hasn't bought yet. It sounds like the moment that he jumps off of it, the sunshine and the beach and the water. And that really is kind of what it sounds like. It's a really bright, happy, kind of peaceful production, and just that vibe to it, along with their performances, are really special to me. So yeah, that's probably my favorite so far. Yeah, let's keep going.
Nobody ever gave me shit. I had to take this shit, go get your paper, bitch. Rabbit potty training every morning home. She got a cane habit. I don't want the pussy if the gang had it. Was a hoe before she got the same slave master.
Let's go.
Get that white and I beat it up like a mic. Jump a broke man, a nigga trunk. Uncle through 4G, y'all don't want die struck.
The flow is so nice, man.
Hit the Uber hole like 20 hours just to have a decent with my new Australia bitch. Feel like Usher, hope as you remind me of a bitch I used to fuck when I was broke, but now I'm a 7.
Again, fantastic production. I mean, the Alchemist is absolutely doing his thing. This sample in the background of the horns is just like, it almost sounds like someone is heralding like royalty, you know, when someone plays the trumpet because the royalty is about to walk into the room, you know, the king or the queen is about to come in and walk down the aisle. It's almost like someone is heralding Freddie's approach or his performance on this track. That's the way that those horns sound to me. It's just triumphant and beautiful and emphatic, and Freddie comes in with this flow that just kills it, you know? This confidence, the swagger, the drum pattern to this beat has this really cool bounce to it that gets you moving back and forth, and everything about this is just so easy to vibe to, and it's so well executed, it's so well performed, it's so well produced. You know, I'm thoroughly enjoying this project. This is going to end up top 5 this year, if not at the #1 spot for sure. It's got a lot of competition with tracks like projects like A Written Testimony, you know, Circles by Mac Miller, other very beautiful projects, but this is going to be up there for sure. I know for a lot of people the West Side Gun album might be at #1. Yeah, but it's got some competition, but this definitely is going to end up there for sure. Next track is Babies and Fools, featuring Conway the Machine.
What's up? My first love was football for playing that Madden shit. My second love was hard drugs, weed, and Arabic. Lord, take me as I am, cause I'm gonna come as I'm is. I might die twice if I look down. Know the Lord, watch over babies and fools. I did the foolie with this tool to put my babies through.
It's so funny. The sample on this almost sounds like the intro to a sitcom, you know? Like all I can imagine for the music video for this is them rapping on one of those rotating sets that they used to film sitcoms in.
Pussy, I never needed that bitch. She cussed me out in long as text, but I ain't reading them shit. They count my pockets like I don't deserve a million. Bitch, I deserve a trillion. Cause I would've did.
I was sitting on vandals and trapping on hospital bed.
Rabbit bars.
Neck and a fractured jaw. Just hustling and shit. My baby mama cut me off, she had enough of my shit. I cashed enough. Plus my oldest son is spelling math, that shit ain't adding up. I guess I...
Really interesting verses from both of them, talking about giving the streets all that they have and needing to give more to their families, you know, in that Conway the Machine verse, and Freddie talking about how the feds want to take, you know, a bunch of money out from his check because of taxes, but he says that he deserves $1 trillion because he would have served 1 trillion years in the system. And you know, it's just really interesting perspectives, really interesting lyricism. The production sounds really interesting to me because it almost sounds like something out of a 90s sitcom, or maybe even earlier than that. You know, so it's just a really interesting, again, contrast between some of the stuff they're saying and how happy the production sounds, but it's really cool. Skinny Suge is next.
So my love was down in 911 emergency. Cause I jacked the nigga and took his work, man. I'm in high. Marty McFly, put down the crack bed on myself like I went back to the future with a rap. All my he lost and sent me back, man. I'm literally selling dope to rap. I can't. So I was living by the code, nigga. Yeah.
Those pads with this guitar, I mean, all of that sounds so smooth and so beautiful. Man, I love those really clean, smooth guitars. I love Freddie's performance on this. His verses are so dope. It's one of the shorter tracks. Again, it's under 3 minutes long. It's got a really smooth vibe to it. It might not be one of the most memorable, in my opinion, compared to some of these other tracks. I still think it's great. You know, I thoroughly enjoyed it, and I definitely wouldn't skip it. The last track is All Glass.
Yeah, money in the church pot. Your nephew worked for me, got bundles to murder. You get released if they don't find a witness of the burn. Guess that's why Chapo died. Follow me to the hospital, shoot it out in the parking lot. My nuts drop, all fucking these hoes, don't need no hall pass. Straight drop, flat on the table.
Super dope, like aggressive outro to the project, a very hard-hitting beat, a very confident performance from Freddie Gibbs. Again, a very aggressive, like in-your-face performance from Freddie. Super dope way to close out the project, really. Yeah, man, like I said, this project is most likely going to end up in a lot of people's top 5 this year. I think everything about it was super well executed, very well-oiled machine here. You know, very nice polished beats, great performances from Freddie Gibbs. They kept the track list nice and short, just 10 of the best tracks that we've heard all year. Really great features. You know, everything about this was just clean and very polished. Everything about it sounded intentional. All the beats were beautifully crafted. All the performances were really dope from Freddie, whether they were more laid back or more aggressive or in your face or more belligerent or faster paced and switching up the cadences a lot. He just really fine-tuned every single performance to every single beat that he was rapping on. And I think that the features also did a really great job at doing that as well. My favorite track probably is Something to Rap About featuring Tyler, the Creator, off my first listen. Maybe with subsequent listens that might change, who knows, I'll let you guys know. But yeah, for now, this is just a really great project, absolutely beautiful, solid listen. First time around, I can't wait to go back into it and listen to it again. I know that it's only going to get better and better because it's already so great the first time around. I think that if you haven't heard this, you should definitely give this a shot. It's really concise, it's really great. And yeah, who knows? You know, you might find out your album of the year because of this. So thank you guys so much for watching the video. Be sure to support the channel any way that you see fit. And I will be back in another video very soon. Until then, stay safe, guys. Peace out.